गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. You can repeat after me. Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam, Govindam Bhaj Moodhamate, Govindam Bhaj Moodhamate, Samprapte Sannihite Kale, Samprapte Sannihite Kale, Nahi Nahi Rakshati Dukrunkarane, Nahi Nahi Rakshati Dukrunkarane, Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam, Govindam Bhaj Moodhamate, Govindam Bhaj Moodhamate. Yes, so this text that we are doing or we are contemplating on is called Bhaj Govindam. Another name for it is Moha Mudgara, the mace which destroys delusion. And it says Bhaj Govindam, seek Govinda, pray to Govinda, seek Govinda, pray to Govinda. Oh stupid fool, seek Govinda, seek the Lord. So what is the purpose of our life? That is being indicated. Our life is not about searching for happiness in the world. Our life is about searching for happiness in God and discovering the world to be not other than God. But what do? We have a contract with Him, an MOU. MOU, understand? Memorandum of Understanding. What is that? I have lot of desires for the world, and Lord, you have got all the power and you have no desires. I have no power and all the desires. So let's make a MOU that your power and my desires. But this is not, and we try, that is our relationship to the Lord. Let my child pass big exams, let my child get married, let my house get built without the builder creating any trouble. let me sell my house, let me buy a new house. Let the share market go up, let me have a good health, so I do Mrityunjaya Homa. And do different things. Why we are praying to the Lord? To get something in this world. That is not the relationship that Lord wants from you. Lord wants you only for Himself. And when we have that type of, when we have that conviction that the only worthy thing to be pursued in life is to gain the Lord, is to surrender to the Lord, is to remember the Lord. But it will only happen when you are convinced of it. And when will you get convinced? When you have lived your life in the world as an offering to the Lord, and sometimes you slip into the world kicks you left, right, and then you say, ouch, ouch, is there any medicine for this? There is no medicine in the world for all the kicks. Then what is the medicine? The Lord is the medicine. And time and again we have seen that people have been so active in the world so active in the world, so inspired in the world. But only an inspired person can shift his inspiration to the world. A person who is living half dead, chalo, I've got nothing to do, let me live in this world, I have to go to work, every day crying only. Let me go to work, now I have to go catch a train, now I have to face my wife at home, now I have to watch, there's nothing to do, why don't you put the TV on? And all this, such a person can never be inspired in life. Because in everything he is finding only trouble, obstacle, problem. For him, no door will open. He will continue his whole life like that. But a person who is, okay, what's next? Shift to Melbourne, all of you. Follow Raj and Prashila. But I am so delighted to see their attitude. Yes, we miss some place where we have lived for so long, but they are totally, okay, it's an adventure. What's next? See? Only for such people the door opens, the next window opens, the divine window opens. That does not. So now what's the conclusion? All of you also must sell your houses and move to Melbourne. Then the window will open for you. So, Bhaja Govindam, by thought, word and speech. Thought, word and deed. At three levels. At the body level is the actions that we do. At the speech level, speech is also an action. The words that we use and the thoughts that we have in our mind, in which these are the three instruments with which we interact with the world. All of them should be God-oriented. The deeds should be done as an offering to the Lord. The speech should be only taking the name of the Lord. The thought should be only meditating on the Lord or contemplating on the Lord. Such a person is able to qualify to surrender to the Lord. Because in the end, the purpose is to be one with the Lord. What does it mean to be one with the Lord? To recognize that there is no me and this creation. Instead, to come to realize, not recognize, realize that all this is nothing but the Lord alone. And that vision can be given only by the Lord. That vision cannot be gained by the ego, by the individual. And therefore, this individual must surrender by thought, word and deed for the Lord. So we did till last time, till verse number 12. And now we enter into the verse 13. You can repeat after me. Verse number 13. 1-3. Got it?
Yeah.
Kate kanta dhanagata chinta. Kate kanta dhanagata chinta. Vatula kim tava nasti niyanta. Vatula kim tava nasti niyanta. Trijagati sajjana sangati reka. Trijagati sajjana sangati reka. Bhavati bhavarnavatarane nauka. Bhavati bhavarnavatarane nauka. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate, Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate. Kate kanta dhanagata chinta. O distracted one, why worry about wife, about wealth, etc.? See, why do you worry about it? Is there not for you the one who ordains the rules, the one who commands everything? In the three worlds, it is the association with good people alone that can serve as a boat to cross the sea of change, that is birth and death. So, where is our majority of the people, where is their attention? From morning till evening, only one thing. We go to so many houses, you have gone through it, I have gone through it, everyone. What is that? Oh, I have to go to work. Take a day off today. No. I have to pay my child's school fee. So why is he going to work? Because he has to pay the school fees. Another person, no, I have to go back home. Why? Otherwise I'll get beating from my wife. Out of fear he is going back. Another person, continuously money oriented, calculating this much, calculating that much, calculating this, calculating that, whole morning till evening. I have drunk 50 cents of tea today. My God, calculate. I'm 50 cents short. I must make one more rupee to cover up that, one more dollar to cover up that 50-cent loss. Oh, I calculated. Now all the apps are available on computer. You can calculate how much electricity on daily basis you are using, how much water. You will go crazy if you do all that on a daily basis. If you see the accountants, how miserable they are. If they continuously only number, calculating everything. They have stopped living life. I'm not saying all of them are like that, but some of them are like that. Continuously, every pie has to be accounted for. So, why is this? See, there is only two ways you can put your attention on. Either you can put attention on the world, or you can put attention on the Lord in your heart. It cannot be both ways. Some people are right now here in this hall listening to the lecture. Now you ask yourself, is your mind listening to me, or is your mind thinking about why my mummy and grandmother brought me here? I wish I was with my friends. I wish I was somewhere else. I could have seen the movie on the TV. There was a nice movie coming. But I have to be here. Let me put on a good face for Swamiji. Because it doesn't look nice. Someone is thinking about, if I can get into Raj's head right now, he's listening to Kate, Kanta, Kaste, Putra, his mind is going, oh, I have to find a rental property. Now I listen to Bhaj Govindam, I will get a rental property on Tuesday. See? So, what is going on? Even though you are in a satsang, but the mind is thinking about something else. So, mind can only be in two places, only in one place. Either it is in the world or it is in the Lord. What is it thinking of? So, kate kanta kaste kate kanta dhanagata chinta. So, it is only, the mind is only worrying about the wife, the children, the house, the bills, the responsibilities, the duties, what I have got, what I haven't got, why the life is unfair to me, why the people are tricking me, why the people are manipulating me. I have to take revenge, I have to do this, I have to become a successful, I will show it to them that I am someone in this world, I am not a doormat. It goes on and on and on and on. But that fellow never comes even once to think that, let me think of the Lord for a change. See, once Krishna and Arjuna, they were walking on the streets of Mathura, and one beggar was begging there, and he asked, oh Lord, please give me something. He says, go, your cow will die. That is the blessing that Krishna gave it to him. He had only one cow, no house, nothing. And he said, thank you. He must have been worried also. Why Krishna blessed him like this? He went further, one great Seth, one businessman with a big pot belly with all gold everywhere and few servants behind him, holding him so that he doesn't fall. He was walking. Oh, Krishna, 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 please bless me. We have heard you are a great person, this, that. He says, may your wealth double, triple. Arjuna, who was listening, naturally, why did you do this? So, he said, you think? Arjuna could not come to a conclusion why Krishna has blessed like this. In the end, Krishna said, the only thing that was coming between that beggar or the poor man who was sitting on the roadside, the only thing between him and me, he is a very great devotee. But he was attached to his cow, so I blessed him. Let your cow go away. So now he is only with me. And he will realize, you go back, he was already in samadhi and he had left his body. And then why did you bless this fellow? He says, though he has an arrogance that he is rich, and till this wealth does not become a problem to him, he will not turn towards me. So I have increased his wealth. So let him find out that wealth is not the solution for life. And similarly, another person came to Buddha, and Ananda was standing behind, one of his great disciples. So one person came. Oh great Buddha, is God there in this world? He said, yes, it is there. Oh, thank you very much. And he walked away. Then next devotee came. Oh Lord, is there no Lord God in this world? He says, no, there is no God. He went away. So they both got satisfied. But this fellow at the back, who was listening to Buddha giving these answers to these two people who came to him, he got confused. He said, one person you said God is, another person you said God is not. What is this? Are you a hypocrite? He says, was it your question? He says, no. Then why did you listen to the answer? See, this is the thing. So, where is our attention? Where is our mind's attention? See, you have heard the stories of Hiranyakashipu? Yes. Ravan. Ravan was also he was a Brahmin, he was an educated person, he was very well versed in scriptures. See, Hiranyakashipu was also this. So when Hiranyakashipu's elder brother Hiranyaksha was killed by Varaha Avatar, his wife was very sad. So Hiranyakashipu said, "Arey my bhabhi ko kya bolte hain? Sister-in-law, don't worry, Atma never dies. It's only the body which has gone. Your husband, the Atma, which is the embodied, it continues to live." And listening to these words, that Atma is other than the body, that body dies, Atma never dies, and all this, she became very clear. But Hiranyakashipu continued to be in the delusion that he is the body. And therefore, what happened? Till Prahlad, even during the Prahlad time, he removed all the temples of Vishnu and he put his statue there. That you pray to my body. Because I am the greatest. Because I got the Vardhan from Brahmaji. See? So where is your attention? Is it on the Lord or is it on the world? If you are attached to your wife, one day she will die. If you are attached to the husband, one day he will die. If you are attached to the children, one day they will leave you. But we feel that the children will take care of us and this and that. Understand, nobody is here for anyone. We see so many cases because we get entry into so many houses, and when you go into someone's house, the interaction is different. Everything is goody-goody. But when we get into the house, we only get problems. We don't get any goody-goody. We get only good food. But in return for that, we have to listen to all their issues in life and find solution for that. Yes. See? Everywhere is the same story. Everywhere. And I'm not saying there will be some cases where it is still good. They are still following. The children still love the parents. They still take care of the parents. So here, as long as we are after the glitter of the world, we will never find a solution. Understand one simple thing. There are no solutions in the world. And when you are with the Lord, no solutions are required. It's a big shift in your life. As long as you are running after the world, you will never be satisfied. Till now, nobody has got satisfied. Hiranyaksha did not get satisfied. Hiranyakashipu did not get satisfied. Ravan did not get satisfied. And when you are with the Lord, no solution is required. No satisfaction is required, because the Lord Himself is all that there is. The vision goes through a transformation. The heart goes through a transformation. And therefore it is told, Kate kanta dhanagata chinta vatula kim tava nasti niyanta trijagati sajjana sangati reka bhavati bhavarnavatarane nauka. Then how can we change? Oh yes, I want to go think of the Lord, but by habit I keep thinking of the world. By habit I keep thinking of the Boxing Day sale. By habit I keep thinking about investments. By habit, by default, because that's how we have trained our mind. So it is told that Trijagati Sajjana Sangati Reka, that go and find people who are committed to the Lord and be in their company. Who are good people? Good people are not those who inspire you to get into the world and satisfy more desires. Good people are those who are content with their life. Contentment means what? That I have got all that there is to be got. There is nothing to gain and nothing to do in life. And yet I continue to do actions as an offering to the Lord. That contentment comes when we have come to understanding within ourselves that desires will never make me satisfied. Satisfaction of you satisfy one desire, 100 more are waiting to be satisfied. You are satisfy one more desire, another 100. So with two desires that you are satisfied, 200 more have appeared. You will go crazy. Look at your life and analyze it, assess it. You will find by satisfying desires, there is no contentment possible. Then how is contentment possible? When we are satisfied with what we have. When will that understanding come? When we understand that everything in this world is being provided for by the Lord. Everything. Everything in this world. Don't have the arrogance that I have created it. See, I went to one person in Sydney, in someone's house, that in that house, that child was born normal. The husband and wife were very happy. Beautiful boy, wonderful. And something happened, he fell in the school or he had some headache and they took him to the doctor. The doctors gave him some medicine and from that day he became a vegetable. Very next day, vegetable. Can't, but body is growing. For last 25 years, the father and mother are taking care of the child. He's just lying there in the bed. What guarantee is there? What guarantee is there that what you will get in your life? What have you created? You created a good child, but see how destiny has played. Another person who I went, I think I told you, I went suddenly because I knew that girl was going to give birth to a child. And the father called me, Swamiji, can you come over? I actually called. I said, oh, the child must be born now. It's almost 2 months. So, congratulations. The grandfather, he says, Swamiji, no, it is not like that. The child is born. Thank you for your congratulations. But we would like you to come to our place straight away. And I go to their house. I got no idea what is happening. I go to their house. The mother, the young girl, she's sitting on the bed, the baby is there 2 months old, and I look at that child, she's covered it, even for her it is difficult to look at that baby. The brain is not there. It's like a chopstick, the whole body. And before I could even say, I don't know what to say in these situations, before I could say anything, they put that piece of flesh in my arms. Swamiji, bless it. Now what blessing do I give? Continue to live or die quickly? Think. Think what people think. I'm putting words to the thoughts that are going on. Now what would be my blessing? Go quickly, isn't it? But we are attached. We are attached to that child. We find ways. So everything that is happening in now she has two beautiful children growing very well. But see, don't have the arrogance that what you have got in your life is because of your doing. Everything that you have got in your life is because of His grace. To bring about this understanding in your life, please seek out some wise people, happy people, content people. Trijagati sajjana sangati reka bhavati bhavarnava tarane nauka. What is this bhavarnava tarane? Bhavarnava means bhavasagar. Bhavasagar is what? It is this sansar, this world. What is this world where you satisfy one desire, 100 more are there. This is the Bhavsagar. Bhavsagar ye mat bolo, Bibi is Bhavsagar, husband is Bhavsagar, the world is Bhavsagar. World is what you think. See, according to our scriptures, the world is divine. Essentially. World is divine essentially. For gopis, they look at the tree, they say it is Krishna. They look at the cow, they say it is Krishna. They look at the pebbles, they say it is Krishna. They look at the river, they say it is Krishna. For them, whatever the eyes are seeing, ears are hearing, tongue is tasting, nose is smelling, everything is Krishna, 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 Krishna. Can you say that you are experiencing the world that way? No, isn't it? Therefore it is Bhavsagar. Therefore we are continuously wanting to run away from the world. We become tired of the world. And therefore we seek the Lord. Please, I need God realization. Why do I need God realization? Because this world is a difficult place to live. That is why I want God realization. I want to sit in meditation. Why do I want to sit in meditation? Because for that 1 hour I don't have to think of the world. That is why I sit in the meditation. See? So to bring about this change within ourselves. What is the change that we need? If it is the mind which is going towards the world and it is the mind which is going to be brought back so that it can think of the Lord, 3 things need to happen in your mind. What is that? The quality of thoughts have to change. The direction of the thought has to change and the quantity of thoughts has to change. 3 things. This to bring about yourself is possible. But when you come to a satsang or you associate with good people, sadhu purushas, content people, automatically it happens in their presence. So what are the 3 things again? First is the quality of the thoughts must change. So what is the quality? From desire-oriented thoughts to God-oriented thoughts. At least we are listening. Direction from outside to inside. And quantity from many thoughts to few thoughts. Before you were having many thoughts, desire for the world, now you have desire for the Lord. It's still a thought. And this is the shift that must come about within our life, within our mind. Without that, without this change, there will be no lasting, there will be no lasting change within yourself. Trijagati sajjana sangati reka bhavati bhavarnava tarane nauka. So, see, I've told you many times, no, Swamiji, we live in Hobart, we live in Melbourne, there are no content people here, there are no Mahatmas here, there are no good people. Everywhere I look, even the sannyasis are tricking us. You go to the temple, they only want to fleece our money and they say, do archana, do archana, do archana. You take 108 names of the Lord and give money. So how do we know who is the good person and who is not the good person? Problem, isn't it, when you are living in this world, whom do you trust and whom do you not? And I don't want to get caught up with the wrong person, then it will be too late if I get attached to that person. Then what do? You pray to the Lord in your heart that, oh Lord, while living in the world, that Lord, please bring the right person into my life. And it will come. Start somewhere, even if he is a crook. Because if that crook is wearing these clothes, it will come in one of the verses. Even if the crook is wearing these clothes of a monk, people will go and bang their head against his feet. Please give us blessings, isn't it? And after, oh, आपका कल्याण हो, आपको बच्चा हो, आपका सब कुशल मंगल हो, सौभाग्यवती वस्तु, ऐसे आशीर्वाद देंगे. धीरे धीरे that person, he wore those clothes to trick people, but slowly he himself goes through a transformation. How do you know, Swamiji? Because I am one of them. Continuing in the next verse. See, our senses by nature are extrovert. If eyes are there, they will look outwards, isn't it? If ears are there, they will listen to something outside. If tongue is there, can tongue taste itself? It has to taste some food. So by nature, the five senses are extrovert. The mind also, by nature, it is extrovert. It will think of the stimuli that are presented by the five senses. It takes grace, it takes the remembrance of the Lord to allow the five senses and the mind to think of the world but not be disturbed by the world. That is the capacity of a satsang. That is what happens when we meet good people. This particular verse, what we just did, verse number 13. Now we come to the 14th verse. Jatilo mundi lunchita kesha. Lunchita kesha. Kashayambar bahukruta vesha. Bar bahukruta vesha. Pashyannapi chana pashyati moodaha. Pashyannapi chana pashyati moodaha. Yudara nimittam bahukruta vesha. Yudara nimittam bahukruta vesha. Bhaja govindam, bhaja govindam, bhaja govindam, bhaja govindam. Govindam bhaja mudamate. Bhaja govindam bhaja mudamate. One ascetic with matted locks, one with a shaven head, one with hair pulled out one by one, another parading in his ochre robes. These are fools who, though seeing, do not see. Indeed, these different disguises or apparels are only for their belly's sake. See, before also in the previous verse, people justify. We have responsibilities about our children, about our family, about our relatives, about becoming successful. They are justifying that why they are not thinking about the Lord. Here, now they are left behind, now he has come to other category of people. Some people, they have matted locks. Some people shave their head. They are like all brahmacharis. You go to some ashram, they have all got shaven heads. Some of them have a bodhi. Bodhi ko kya bolte hain? Jungi. Churgi. In Fiji they call it churgi. Okay. If you go to the in certain sects, when you take the diksha, when you take initiation, they don't cut your hair or they don't take the machine and just clean you up. They take one hair and pull it out of your head. In Jainism, that is how it is done. Then they don't grow back again. See? And yet, there are some people if you go to Haridwar, you go to Badrinath, you go to Kedarnath, you go to Rishikesh, you will find many people who are wearing these ochre robes with a begging bowl in their hand. Huh? Because they know, if we are wearing these ochre robes, we will get food at least. People do not respect the person. People respect the robes that you are wearing. Because these robes, they represent purity. They represent that this person has withdrawn from the world. So people are looking at the robes. The color makes an effect on them. So these people take advantage of that. So here it is told that by way of renunciation also becomes a way of justification. Because you are renouncing does not mean that you have become one with the Lord. Only by thinking about the Lord you have become one with the Lord. Renunciation is necessary. But what do people say? They live in these they do all these dramas with themselves, but they forget the Lord. You must have seen in many houses, you go, they will not eat food till they have not taken bath. They will not eat food till they have lighted a lamp. They will not eat food till they have chanted the prayers. They will not eat food if there is onion and garlic in it. All these things. So when they are doing all this, and then if you do something contrary to that, there is anger. You don't know that so many times I have eaten food at your place that I don't eat onion and garlic? And immediately that becomes more important, Lord becomes secondary. So they justify that eating onion and not eating onion and garlic is a prerequisite to know the Lord. That's bullshit. It is. Cutting hair or keeping hair long is not a prerequisite to know the Lord. Wearing these clothes or not wearing these clothes is not a prerequisite to know the Lord. Going to a temple or not going to a temple, lighting a lamp or not lighting a lamp, reading scriptures or not reading scriptures is not a prerequisite to know the Lord, because Lord is already within your heart. Think. You have come here to change your thinking. That's why you are here, listening to Bhaj Govindam. We are not going to keep you and establish you in ignorance even further. नहीं, पहले मेरे पैर धो, उसके बाद मेरे को टीका लगाओ, पहले दक्षिणा दो, give me dakshina, and then I'll tell you the knowledge. Not like that. Bhaj Govindam is going to break all your barriers. It's redefining the notions of life. You have to reorient yourself in the same life that you are living. It will be the same people, it will be the same world. The seasons will still be there, your children will still be there, this body will still be there, the diseases will be still there. But your attitude towards them will have shifted. That is what it is trying to bring about. So this verse, so remember, how did this Bhaj Govindam begin? Adi Shankaracharya was walking through the streets of the Varanasi, and he saw one old man, 60, 70-year-old, Rama Ramo Ramaha, Ramam Ramo Raman, Ramana Ramabhyam Ramaihi, and he was chanting these Sanskrit rules at age 65. So Adi Shankaracharya, when he looked at him, that time he was very young, maybe 17, 18, 19 years old. He looked at him and a great compassion came to him. And he says, Bhaj Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudmade. Oh stupid fool, why you are chanting these mantras of Sanskrit? Instead chant the name of the Lord. It will help you. And after that, he chanted 12 verses, what we did in our last series. But all these disciples who were traveling with him or walking with him, they were laughing at this fellow. So in those 12 verses, while this is the greatness of a teacher, while teaching that old man, he teaches through those words to his disciples also. And those disciples get inspired. And now the disciples, this disciple is Sri Padmapada. Padmapada, the one who has the feet of lotus, that is what is his name, one of the great disciples of his, one of the four main. He had four, one was Totakacharya, one was Sureshwaracharya, one was Padmapada, and there was one more, I can't remember now. If it comes, I'll tell you. So this verse came as an inspiration. Where Adi Shankaracharya stopped, this disciple suddenly burst forth with his contemplation at that very moment. Just like sometimes I am telling someone and suddenly someone who's next to me, they say, oh, Swamiji is trying to say this, because they got inspired. They know how I am thinking, so they try to take over. That is how it is. So here it is Sri Padmapadacharya who is giving this verse, the verse number 14. Understand something, that Jatilo Mundi Lunchita Kesha, Kashayambaro Bahukruta Vesha, these are different hooks. These are different desires of cutting your hair, being obsessed with your choti, with being obsessed with the railway lines, being obsessed with the poles, being obsessed with the dot, full stop, or the traffic light. These are all obsessions. No, I cannot go outside the house without my mark on the head. Acha yaar, for so many days you are putting straight mark. Let's make it horizontal to... No, papam. I am a Vaishnava, I am not a Shiva follower. See? All these are unnecessary things. And that is what the teacher is trying to bring our attention to. That if you are falling in that category where you are obsessed with these things, some people are obsessed. Swamiji, what? Now I am retiring, what should I do? They came to Swamiji, Anubhavananji. Swamiji, if I am retiring, now I have worked for 45 years. Now I have decided that I want to serve you because I am inspired by you. So Swamiji said, serve me? Ram. I don't have an ashram, first thing. I don't have a kutia. I am continuously on the move. There is nothing to serve me. Lord takes care of me. Then what should I do? You go and work. See? Who are the people who come to ashram? If, I am not saying all of them are like that, there are two categories. One, who have accepted defeat from the world. So the parents say, Swamiji, isko ashram le jao. Because that child is not good at studies, he is not inspired by anything, he is not taking any responsibilities. So what is the best option? Swamiji, take him to the ashram. Aadmi ban jayega. That he will become a man by going to ashram. And who are the other type? Who will be the other type? Who are inspired by themselves. They have not come to the ashram because they have got defeated by the world. They have come to the ashram because that is the most natural thing for them in the next stage of their life. They did not get defeated by the world. They lived their life fully with inspiration. And they came to the realization that the answers do not lie in the world. Within this world, there is something else called ashram where satsang goes on. I must expose myself to that so that I unlearn my old habits, I relearn new habits which will be conducive to my surrender to the Lord. Isn't it? Now for such a person, you don't have to tell him, hey, get up in the morning at 5 o'clock to meditate. Come to the class. He is inspired. He doesn't need reminder. But that fellow, Swamiji, please take him to the ashram. Uske piche, I will become mad. He is Kumbhakarna. sleeping all the time, not doing anything. In our house, some students live, and most of them are always good. One Sindhi fellow came, young fellow, 20 years old, and he had his own room. But he will come to eat only at that time when all the dishes have been cleaned. And he'll say, "Auntie, is there anything to eat?" Yes, there is always food. So one day, 2 days, 3 days, 5 days, 10 days, then we give 2 weeks leeway. That first 2 weeks you are on a honeymoon period. Because you are coming from India, you don't know the system, you are used to all servants doing anything, everything. Yeah? But here, everything has to be, toilet also has to be cleaned by yourself. Our Swamiji used to say, when someone's prarabdha, in the destiny it is time that you should work as a jamadar, you migrate to Australia or America. जमादार समझते हो क्या बोलेंगे इसको स्वीपर स्वीपर when that destiny is coming to the forefront you migrate to Australia or America क्योंकि टॉयलेट खुद साफ करना है बाथरूम खुद साफ करना है बर्तन खुद धोने हैं but a common man, a middle class person or lower middle class person also in India has three people coming every day to the house. One comes, cuts the vegetables. Second comes, cooks the food. Third comes, cleans the toilet and bathroom and goes away. Fourth one comes, sweeps the floor and पोछा मार के चला जाता है. तुम्हें क्या करना है? कुछ भी नहीं. That is lifestyle. Yeah?
So what happened to the student then? When you tell him?
So then eventually all the people started complaining. So we said, hey, you do it, but he is not into it. He's a very, very rich family, from rich family he had come. Still the same thing was going on. He will speak very sweetly, nicely to everyone and he will get away from doing it. But after 1.5 months then we had to tell because of one person all tension in the house. Then we had to tell, you find some place because you are not fitting in here. Because you used to talk about, I got so much money, I got this, you got the money, why you are living in this small room? You stay in a hotel, man, go. Eventually he went. So if see, some people, there is one person whom I know, they have a guru. And what do? Everything that they have to do in their life, I have to speak to the guru. So they will call him. Even now, they call him, they say, Swamiji, this is the problem, how should I deal with it? He'll say, do this, and then they do it. Without thinking. He said it, so I will do it. My father was also like this. He had one astrologer who used to work with him. Everything that he told him has come true. He says, his name was Swami. He said, Ramaswamy. He said, Ramaswamy, this is in 87. I have put $10,000 deposit on the house and the closing date was 29th of December, but suddenly there is a strike in the banks and my money is stuck, I can't take the money out. He says, from India he's saying, Arey, mat chinta, don't worry about it, your date will be extended by 10 days, don't worry. Just like that, it will be extended. And then next day, after listening to him, all the tension of dad went away. So what to do? He said, next day the letter came. On the 2nd of January, the letter came from bank that your thing has extended and everything worked out. If he has to buy a car, Swami, I am thinking of buying a car, I have never driven. Should I buy? He says, you'll check the thing. In 1 month's time, it is written that you will get a car. And he will go and buy one. Everything in his life, he did that. But the same great person, very great, from the time of my birth, he had my chart wrong. And in 19 sometime I was not migrating, I was going to Middle East to work. And he says, no, you cannot go to work, it is not possible. मैंने कहा मैं भी देखता हूँ कैसे कौन रोकता है मेरे को. And I got my job, I got my air ticket, I got my passport, everything got worked out. He says, how is that possible? Your Kundali does not say that you can go. I have looked at your chart from childhood till today. And he invited us for dinner. Before 2 days later, I am flying out. And he sat down and he took the papers out, what he has prepared. And after 21 years, he realizes that he has calculated it wrong. सन्यासी की लाइफ में ऐसे ही होता है. Because the moment he saw that, he knew the sannyas yoga was there in my life. But he didn't tell my parents. He told me afterwards. See? We live in this life all the time. We want to put minimum efforts and reap maximum benefits, isn't it? That is our rule. Minimum effort. This is called what? There is a word for that. When it comes, I'll tell you. Minimum efforts, maximum benefits. Now, who can give you this? When you are asking for things in the world and as an individual you are striving for it, you have to keep putting efforts after efforts after efforts after efforts. And you get stressed, you get agitated, you get angry if things are not going according. And you may reach that goal in 10, 15, 20, 30 years. But the journey is a hard one because you have to maintain the whole thing. See? And yet there is another way. The lady who came to drop me to the airport yesterday, you have heard of Swami Paramahamsa Yogananda? The Kriya Yoga fellow? She's devotee of that. So she comes to study Sanskrit and some satsangs off and on. So I was just telling her, so someone rang, Swamiji, you need to be picked up. I said, yes, I need to be picked up on Monday. So she asked me, Swamiji, who's dropping you? I said, I don't have anyone to drop me at the airport right now. Can I drop you? I said, okay. Solved. Till that moment, this is at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, I have not worked out who's going to take me to the airport. 5 o'clock flight. Stress? No. But it's not about me, I'm talking about that lady. She says that through her Kriya Yoga Sadhana, she has come to a stage where she has become totally convinced that everything in her life is happening because of the Lord. She says, and she has learned, because there are always two voices within us. One is the ego voice, the desire-oriented voice, and one is the divine voice, the conscience. If you have learned how to listen to the conscience, you will always be right in whatever you do in life. And she has got that intuitive ability to listen to the right words. And she says, yeah, I did not say because there was a desire that I should take you to the airport. I rarely take anyone, but from inside, at that moment when you were talking to the other person, it came that I must take you to the airport. I said, okay. Then we are caught up in the traffic. She says, no, Swami, don't worry. Lord is telling that you will catch the flight. I said, thank you very much. Many others have said and I have missed the flight. Others have also said it. But with this lady, I did not have a doubt. Because in the manner in which she said it. See? She has bellofied the papad and then come to this conclusion. Papad bele hai जीवन में. See? So, what is the way to gain maximum benefit with minimum efforts? Pray to the Lord. He has got all capacity. He has the infinite potentiality anything for you in this life. See? And now she's absolutely, what you call, क्या बोलेंगे, carefree. She says, yesterday, see, people tell me, and I don't understand why they say all these things. She said, for last 4 classes, 4 days, she's coming for Sanskrit in my class, at home. She comes in the afternoon from 11 to 12:30, 1.5 hours, because she can't come to the class. She does her pujas and everything. Every day, 2 times, she does the puja at home. So she said, can I come, Swamiji? I said, I am free in the afternoon, you come. And from the day she has come, yesterday she tells me, Swamiji, since I started coming, my meditation has started becoming better. I didn't do anything, huh? No, it cannot be like that. I said, then I have not told you anything about meditation. I have not taught you meditation. I am not your teacher. Then how come? No. I know. Dekho. What do you say? It's their faith. When you are with the master, when you are with Anubhavananji, or when you are at Satya Sai Baba, we have been. You have visited, na, Satya Sai Baba? We have met him. We have seen him. Or we are with Ammachi, you suddenly go through a transformation for that few moments. And that is for your benefit only. It cannot be for your it cannot be detrimental to your life. When you go in front of a picture of Krishna and close your eyes and you look at and you pray to him, it cannot be detrimental to you. It will only bring benefit. Benefit comes when you stop thinking. But हम भी 30 मार खाए हैं. We don't want to stop thinking. See? So therefore, don't get into all this. There is nothing to achieve in this world. There is nothing to gain in this world. Even this idea that I have to gain the Lord, that is also defunct. Because Lord is already in your heart. You cannot gain him. Yet that effort must be put. In this manner, when they say Jatilo Mundi Lunchita Keshaha, they are mentioning in another way that the world of deception. People have these different garbs and they loot the people. Right now there is a big case going on in India of one great Ramayan Kathakar who in Australia, in Ireland, in England, all these people who wear the garb of a priest and all the dirty work that they do with the kids, you can hear that. That is the deception. See? Beware that you are not falling into that trap. Be truthful to yourself. Be truthful to yourself. And don't follow. Because if you follow someone, you will be deceived. Lord is already in your heart. He is not in a person. He is not in the wall. He is not in the photograph. He is in your heart. And how do you know that He is so close by? How do you know? When you go to sleep every night, don't you feel rejuvenated next morning? Don't you feel? So He is closest to empty mind. In deep sleep, we have got no thoughts. And that's why everyone wants to continue sleeping. They don't want to wake up. Because that's the best time of the day. Day means the complete 24 hours. In the waking plane, do this, till you keep thinking, I have to do this. It is right, but after 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, then you one coffee, one chocolate, again you get pumped up. And do this, another 2 hours. Then you come home. The air is going out, or the inspiration is going out. In the end, you just go and lie down in the bed. There also the mind does not leave you, keeps dreaming for some time. Then, after exhausting all the dreams, it goes to sleep. Now don't ask me to wake up, bhaiya. I am going to sleep. And that person continues. So you tell the children, hey, get up, go to school. Mummy, one more, just two, let me. They turn this way and they turn that way and they just want to go back into the empty mind state. Imagine, without knowing, you have gone into the deep sleep and it is so joyful. When knowingly you go into empty mind, how much joyful it will be? God is next to the empty mind. Empty mind means empty space, isn't it? So how do you get to the space? How do you get to space? There is a journey. Chant loudly the name of the Lord at the Vaikhari level. There are 4 levels. Vaikhari, Madhyama, Pashyanti, Para. When you chant loudly the name of the Lord with your lips, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. This is called Vaikhari. And when you do it with devotion, slowly, the Vaikhari Vani, it will migrate to your this place, Vishuddhi Chakra. Then the lips will close, mouth will not be chanting, here only it will go. Inside the throat, the Adam apple is moving. Mouth is not moving, so it has become subtle. Then from here, when it has become matured, it will go to your heart. And from the heart, by the time it reaches the heart, it is this place, at this point or at this stage, it is called Ajapajap Sthiti. Ajapajap Sthiti means where the mantra is going on in your mind without your effort. Just like right now, your mind must be thinking of things without your effort. Arey yaar, ye kyun aa gaya thought? I don't want to think about this. Why is this thought coming? Similarly, the Lord's name will come without your efforts. It will keep going on. And then from there, from the heart, then it goes back to its source, which is the Paramatma. So when from the Madhyama it goes to the Pashyanti, in between the Japajap Sthiti is there. But when it reaches Pashyanti, the mind, the sound becomes unmanifest. Means it becomes silent. Next to silence is Paramatma. See, we have space, air, fire, water, earth. These are the 5 elements which make the creation, isn't it? From the earth, what came? The nose came, it has the capacity to smell. From the water, the tongue came, it has the capacity to taste. Therefore, all the things that are tasted, that came out. Then from the fire came the 2 eyes. From the air came the skin, eyes to see, skin to feel. And from space came the ears to hear. So, earth is the grossest, the solidest thing. Finer than earth is water. Finer than water is fire. Finer than fire is air. And finest is space. So what have we done by chanting the name of the Lord? The speech, remember, Shabda. Shabda is the quality of space. And what are we chanting with our mouth? Words. So those words from gross, they have become subtle. From subtle they become unmanifest. From unmanifest they have gone back to their source. When you start, so instead of pictures, instead of smells, instead of, oh, what a beautiful statue and you alingan karo or touch karo or so, in that answer is not there. Initially it is good, but in the end you have to come to the japa. It can take you to that silence. And when you reach that conscious silence, there the Lord is. You cannot know Lord, but Lord will reveal Himself. When does Lord reveal Himself? When you chant the mantra, whatever mantra you choose, for the sake of the Lord. Not because you want something from the Lord. But when you are doing it only for the love of the Lord, then it will happen. Try. It is possible. And in this way, So therefore, such people, lot of people say in our class, we meet because they have attended my satsangs or they have gone to other places, or nowadays YouTube Zindabad. So many satsangs are there on the YouTube. So many Baba devotees I have come across. There is only one complaint all the time. What? I know what you are talking, Swamiji. I know what you are going to say. I know the Gita from beginning till end. I know the Upanishads. I know everything. They know everything. But they are not able to experience it. You understand? They are not able to experience it. When I say some things, you probably in your mind are completing the sentences because you have heard me so many times. Isn't it? Sometimes the examples that I give, you know. The thoughts that I present for last 10 years, you are listening to me, some of you. Then what is why is this that we have been with a Sai Baba or Ammachi or so from all different backgrounds, that they have been with the master, they have listened to the satsangs, they have imbibed all the knowledge, intellectually they have got no doubt. Then why are they not able to experience it? See? This is what is told in this particular verse, where he says, Pashyannapi cha na pashyati mooda yudara nimittam bahukruta veshaha. Such people, they do all these deceiving acts. They do these deceiving acts only for one purpose. And what is that? Yudara nimittam, only to fill their stomach. They give lectures not for out of inspiration. They do it because the inspiration is what the donation is going to come. See, how much name and fame will be there. How many people will come to attend. This is their motivation. How many more people I can loot. That is their motivation. But you take Tapovan Maharaj, you take Neem Karoli Baba, you take Shirdi Sai Baba. How many people did they have as followers? Hardly. Shirdi Sai Baba was ridiculed in his own village, in the village of Shirdi, for throughout his life. Only 4 or 5 people took care of him. When did he become famous? While he was living. After he passed away. After he took Samadhi, he became, even today, it's like a big wave which is going on. See? So people, those who are deceiving, putting on these different attires, clothes, shaven head, etc., they are only doing it for their stomach. In the end, you build an ashram, God does not want an ashram. God does not want a temple. God wants your heart and mind. That's what He wants. But we, in the name of service to the Lord, we build ashrams. An ashram is a bigger business than an outside job. Temple is a bigger business. Now what is happening in Melbourne? There is one temple. One of my friends, he was a priest there. He came out. He says, Baba, I'm not going to go there. Why? It's owned by someone. And he wants, Sai Baba temple, and he wants to make, he counts, how much, why you are lighting 10 lamps? There should be only 1 lamp. Oil is expensive. Why you are giving so much prasad? Oh, only give one cashew nut. Sindhi fellow. I say, then he calculates, in a week I make, the donation comes $4,000. And I'm not making these up. In 1 week, the income from the donation box comes $4,000. How can we increase it? Okay, we'll open the temple longer. So the priest has to, but he doesn't want to pay them. This is what has happened. There is another temple in Melbourne. We are talking about God only needs your heart and mind. He does not need temples and such deceiving acts. One temple, 15 families came together, they put the money, they built a temple. All the profit of the temple goes into their bank accounts. It's a business. This Sindhi fellow also, he gave it to a committee. When he saw for 5-7 years the building has become, it was an old church lying empty for last 10 years. When these people came, they took the temple, they brought the statue of Sai Baba, everything, and beautiful pujas and everything was going on. But suddenly it came to his mind, this place must be making money. And yes, the committee which was running the temple, they have quite a bit of money in their bank account. Then he put a court case against them. That $500,000 should come to me because it is my temple. It is my building. And a big court case. So it is not for why I am telling you all this. Don't get fooled by the world, friends. Don't get fooled. The Lord in the end is only in your heart. He is not out there. And when you find Him in your heart, you will find He is everywhere. But if you go there thinking that this is the only way, the ashram is the only way, the Swami is the only way, you are in for a big lesson. So in this manner, Pashyannapi chana pashyati muda, even though a person sees, yet he does not see. Meaning, he sees what is right for him. You are eating food, I am eating Bian's soup, very nice. Suddenly one burp comes, means the sign is stomach is full. But I say, Bian, I'll finish that noodle, don't worry, you don't have to keep it in the fridge. So even though I know that my stomach is full, yet I don't want to know, because I want to eat more because of greed. Even though I know that Lord is the only salvation, yet I do not want to go to the Lord and find answers in the world. It is not possible. This is that hypocrisy that every one of us is living. This is the biggest deception that we have allowed on ourselves. Get out of it. Be truthful to yourself. Continuing. Angam galitam palitam mundam.
Angam galitam palitam mundam.
Dashana vihinam jatam tundam. Vihinam jatam tundam. Vriddho yati gruhitva dandam. Ti gruhitva dandam. Tadapi namunchati asha pindam. Pinamunchati asha pindam. Bhaja govindam. Bhaja govindam. Govindam bhaja mudhamate. See, why we were talking in the last verse about sannyasi who are deceptive. See, Ravana, when he kidnapped Sita, what was the clothes he was wearing? Not Brahmin, sannyasi clothes. He went there as a monk. Bhavati bhiksham dehi. He was wearing ochre robes. So he knows what is right and what is wrong. Yet, because he is fully versed in scriptures, yet he deceives Sita in the form of wearing the ochre robes and kidnaps her and takes away. So, where is his mind? In satisfying his desires. It is not for surrendering to the Lord. Here, Angam Galitam Palitam Mundam, this particular verse is by the disciple by the name of Sri Totakacharya. And in here, the householders in the previous verse, how the sannyasi or so-called educated, they deceive or get deceived by them, their own actions. Here the householder suffering is being given. And this fellow, he justifies by saying that with passage of time desires will get conquered. Till now nobody is there who has said that after retirement I'll start taking the name of the Lord. Before he has taken the name of the Lord, he has passed away. Nobody has been able to do that. How can you say that I'm going to do it? I'm telling you. Then, because you are saying it like this, you will never get it. You will never take the name. It's a matter of practice. It's a matter of habit. From what you have, from childhood, what qualities, what habits you have cultivated in your life, that alone will see you in the long run. See? So you have, I know some people, after retirement, they go into share market. Continuously they are sitting in front of the computer, checking all the graphs and this and that and that. Arey bhaiya, with that single pointedness, if you took the name of the Lord, Lord will be here right now. But no, world is more important. So here it is told, Angam Galitam Palitam Mundam. That means Angam Galitam, the body is melting away. Angam Galitam. Galitam means melting away, means slowly the bacteria, the viruses are eating it away. You are going towards death. Palitam Mundam. The hair are not able to stay on your head. They are also falling away. One by one. Then Dashana Vihinam Jatam Tundam. The head, the mouth has become toothless, the teeth are falling away, and then Vriddho Yati Gruhitva Dandam, the old man, this fellow, Vriddho Yati, the old person, he moves around. How? Gruhitva Dandam. He's taking the support of the stick, walking stick, and moving around everywhere. Tadapina Munjati Asha Pindam. And yet, his desire intoxication is not going. Still, Bahu, दान तो है नहीं, Bahu, वो चिकन को बना देना. अरे दादाजी, दान तो है नहीं. चिकन करी खाने का जी कर रहा है. मेरे को मूवी देखने जाना है. चला जाता नहीं. Can't walk for 10 steps, but wants to go for a movie. Can't eat, but wants. Many years now, I have not tried the joy of eating a cashew nut or a almond. Because no teeth. Why no teeth? Because you smoked a lot. So the desire is not going. The only antidote for desire is the desire for the Lord. That's the only medicine. If you don't have the desire for the Lord, then those desires will never end. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudmate. Even then he leaves not the bundle of desires. See, when we say you satisfy your desires, how you should, as long as the mind is there, you will have desires. Either it will be for the world or it will be for the Lord. Then how you should satisfy your desires? Once you come to realize that by satisfaction of my desires, I am going to create more desires, you start satisfying the desires of other people. See the magic then. See the joy that you will feel. So you have everything that is there. One person was there, he said, Swamiji, I am retired, what do I do? Swamiji said, go back to Dubai, continue to work. But now you don't work for for yourself. Now you work because I am telling you to work. And then what should I do? Whatever money you get, whatever salary you are getting, consider that it is mine. And then what should I do? And wherever I tell you to give that money, you give that money. Don't give it to me, I will not give it back to you. But whichever organization, sanstha, Ved Patashala, Vruddhashram, orphanage, I'll tell you. And after working for 3-4 years like this, that fellow, he did, as Swamiji said, suddenly a new found inspiration came inside of him. And he started a senior citizens organization in India. Then he was getting old, he retired, stopped the work, came back, and now today he is the president of the senior citizens of India. Why that feeling came? Because he forgot about himself. Now his whole wealth, his whole income was for the benefit of more other people. So how do you purify your mind? Rather than satisfying your desires, you start satisfying the desires of other people. But that desire, satisfying the desire of other people does not mean, uncle, I have a desire for chocolate, acha beta, here take the money. Uncle, I want to see a movie, here take the money. No. You satisfy the needs of other people, not desires. You determine, you understand the situation of that person, and you help so that it helps him in the long run. The satisfaction that you get, you can't imagine even the satisfaction that I get from teaching these classes. You can imagine the satisfaction that you get by nurturing and taking care of your children. Imagine the satisfaction that Mahatma Gandhi, the father of the nation, got by bringing independence to that time 400-500 million people. See, you have to expand. And that expansion doesn't come when you are only about me, 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 me. You have to drop the me and start thinking about the total. To whatever capacity. It's not said that you have to, because remember the rule? The rule was, कुत्ते की पूंछ टेढ़ी है वो टेढ़ी ही रहेगी. As much as you may do in this world, the world will continue to be like this. Ram came, for some time, world was good. Ayodhya, that city where there is no war. But in that same city, one person was there because of whom Ram had to send Sita into the ashram, into the jungle. Krishna came. It was the same world. The war had to take place. Killing had to happen. Then what happened? Again craziness, then again turmoil, then Buddha came. Again, Buddham Sharanam Gacchami, compassion, compassion, compassion. For few decades, again there was peace. But after that, again turmoil. Then Jesus came. They put him on the cross. Then Adi Shankaracharya came. Then every time over the entire span of ages, great masters have come into the midst of human beings to show that there is another way. The world is like this. It cannot be fixed. Then what is to be fixed? Yourself. Your mind has to be fixed. Why you are frustrated? Because you are seeking answers in the world. Why my husband is like this? Why my wife is like this? Stop expecting from anything from the world. Stop expecting from yourself that you can fix the other person. When you have not been able to fix your own mind, you have got no right to fix another person. Think. Angam galitam palitam tundam. With this we'll conclude. Where is that verse? Angam galitam palitam mundam dashana vihinam jatam tundam vruddho yati gruhitva dandam tadapi namunchati asha pindam. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate. The word for desire, Tadapina Munchati Asha Pindam, means Asha means desire. Desire, another word for desire is Kama. You have to replace Kama with Rama. That is the only antidote, as I said before. By one desire you change another desire, there is no solution for that. Only Lord is the solution. In this way, we come to the 16th verse, which we will see in our next class tomorrow. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.